I wanted to show you another good option for loading ammo at the range, either for maybe a seating depth test or maybe you're going to a match, something like that. Now traditionally I've used an arbor press with inline dies. Take this with me, take my arbor press, and I'm good to go for seating. But recently I've been trying something new, and I've had this for maybe 6 or 8 months, and a good friend of mine has used one of these for years with great success, and it is the Lee hand press. And this thing's been around longer than I've been reloading, and I always thought it was kind of silly and not pertinent to my particular discipline, but I was, however, proven wrong. I'm really liking it, and here's what I do with it. So I've got one of my two Newland dies. My Newland die on my Zero press is exactly the same as this one. It simply threads into the top. Now this is a little bit older one that I picked up, but the newer ones have the locking collet system or collar system, whatever it is, like a lock and load type thing. This one does not. This one just threads straight in and has all the same adjustments, obviously just like on a press. And you know, for me, I guess I've kind of looked at it this way. I load most of my ammo for local matches on my Zero press using this same die. I know how it seats my bullets, and I like the idea of having the same exact die loading if I'm at the range or at a match, right? So then it's the same. Now, if at the end of the day, this thing does a fine job, and if you're measuring and doing what you need to, the arbor press is going to do a great job. This is just one of those things where, for me, mentally using the same die no matter what I'm doing just makes me feel a little better. And it's a very simple process. This comes down, you've got a shell holder that fits in, and this thing, you know, in its defense, you could actually load like every stage on this thing. You could literally set it up to decap. Your primers actually fill this tube and you dump them out periodically. You could size on it. You could do your mandrels on it. Like, there's a lot of things you could do on this to load in an emergency, but really I just use it for doing seating depth tests and for loading at matches. So anyway, I've got my shell holder in here, I've got my die, and all it requires is me to have my ammo. Now at a match or for a seating depth test, I would already have these loaded long from my Zero press, so I wouldn't have to worry about spilling powder or dumping anything like that. They would be seated in, and they would you know, just be longer than I want, so that I would just be doing the final seat on them. But for the sake of doing this, I'll just show you. So it just slides right in. You just close this up and it hits. That's your final stop, and there's your ammo. And it's just super simple, and I have found it to be really accurate and repeatable, and so from that aspect I've been really happy with it. And what I do, you can see there, what I do is I carry it. I've got this little case that I found on Amazon. It just happens to fit it perfectly. And I've got, where is it? So I'll usually, especially at a big match, I will take a set of calipers and my Accuracy 1 gauge. I just have a little bit of foam in this case. I put this in. I've got my foam. I can throw my Accuracy 1 gauge in here, and then there's a little Velcro up here. I can throw my calipers in. Everything zips up, and I now have a complete kit that I can throw in my luggage to go with me, as you know, instead of taking apart my arbor press and that kind of stuff. So just a different way of transporting and traveling with it. The Velcro, I keep a little extra battery up here for both my calipers and for my Accuracy 1 gauge, so if I'm in a pinch, I can use that. And it's actually the same battery that's in my Trijicon scope, so I've got an extra battery there at a match if I have to. But this has worked great for me. I can go to the range. I can start doing seating tests. I can, you know, repeat numbers, do some testing, validations, whatever I need to do, and you know, that's all there is to it. So if you're looking for a different way to do your seating, or maybe you're looking to do some out-of-house loading and want to do even more procedures on it, consider the Lee hand press. I think it's highly underrated for what it is, and I think it could actually serve a lot of people really well in a variety of circumstances. So there you go. I will put links below to help out. I'll even link this case in case you want to do the same thing. And you guys have a good one. We'll talk later.